just give me the thumbs up, AJ. You want him to talk?
There, check.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Wednesday. Welcome to All the Tea live here from the Tea Storm Chasers studios. Joined tonight straight from practice, getting ready for a Friday night home opening match, wrestling coach John Neeson. Thanks for joining us, John.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
It is, you have informed me before. I'll be announcing it, but we're going to host our first of three home matches here on Friday night. And it's always fun to do wrestling Friday night, me and Jeremy Eimers. I'll just be talking. Jeremy Eimers will be providing all of the insight and info on the broadcast. But tell us kind of where you're from, how you got to Tea, how long you've been here, how long you've been wrestling, Coach Neeson.
Right on. I grew up just outside of Britain, South Dakota. I had to specify South Dakota with my students in the first couple of years because they're like, you don't sound English. Like, no, Britain's actually in our state.
Britton.
Yeah, up in the northeast corner. So I graduated in 2009 and went to Dakota State. I actually got an elementary ed degree and started volunteering with the Madison program while I was at Dakota State.
Oh.
And went down to Nebraska while my wife was in PA school, and then I saw the T job was open, and so when I applied for it, I actually met with Mr. Fechner and Mr. Knutson, and Colin had kind of said, well, would you be interested in a high school math position rather than the middle school one that was open at the same time? And so I got certified to teach high school, and that's kind of what brought me to T. So I've been here for 10 years. Man, it's gone fast.
10 years already, all as a wrestling coach? Did you slide right in after Doherty?
Yep, so I was the first coach after Dale here. So.
Wow. And your wife, what does your wife do?
She's a PA in orthopedics, so
Okay.
She works with a hand surgeon.
Yeah, and we've done, John does color for us in football. He did it this last year, and one game he had to bring his kids because your wife was in surgery. And so I remember that she showed up in the scrubs. And it's been a good 10 years for you. I've told this story before. I'll tell it again really quickly. Right after you got here, the athletic director at Roosevelt kind of came to me and said, boy, I heard you guys have a good wrestling coach. And I warned him to stay away. So you picked up a program, wasn't really doing really well, and just slowly but surely you guided that program along, and now we're kind of a well-performing team. Recap what happened last year for us, if you will. Just a recap of the season and maybe some individual wrestlers.
Yeah, so the program as a whole, it starts from the ground up. So I've got to give a lot of credit to our youth club and the
Right.
families, in our whole community help us develop. Last year was a great season for us. As we had 10 state qualifiers on the boys' side. We also had a couple on the girls' side. We had 7 state medalists. That's the second best in school history. As a dual team, we let a couple go because we had some sickness, injuries, and some other things happen with the lineup. But we ended up in the boys' side at the 6th place finish for the 3rd year in a row, and had 116 team points, which is a school record too. So just a solid, well-rounded finish for the squad. And we ended up with a state champion for the 6th year in a row, so it's pretty cool to say that we've had an individual title every year for the last couple.
That is kind of crazy on a team that I remember in years past showing up and you weren't able to fill out a whole team, so there would be a lot of forfeitures. They would announce a weight class and it would just be T forfeiture, and you've developed that along, and now along with developing the boys side, you have to develop the girls side. We'll touch on that a little bit later. What do you want, John, as your teams show up to events and people show up to wrestle you guys? What do you want to be known for? What kind of team do you want to be known for?
That's a great question. I put a lot of thought into it over the last couple of years, and our identity as a program, off the mat, we want to strive to be, men and women of character, right? We want wrestling is the best tool to prepare these kids for life beyond, because there's a lot of things that are not in your control, and it's kind of
Yeah.
organized chaos, and it's as much an art as it is a science. But I want our kids to be known for character and integrity and responsibility, and it's all things that tie directly. And you can't be a good wrestler if you don't have those character traits down, because they go hand in hand.
Yeah. I remember Rick Williamson telling me years ago, don't judge wrestling by where we're at now. Wait till we get good. And it's true, because every once in a while I'll be flipping around the screen and I'll see college wrestling, and I'll pause and I'll stop and I'll watch it. And I always think of you. I'm like, I should message Coach Neeson or something. But I have learned to like it and know more about it more. So I've enjoyed that. Let's dig into the 25-26 season opening on Friday here at home. You guys always seem to get a good crowd. Who are some of at least the experts, the Dakota Grappler and that? Who are they saying are going to be maybe your top performers?
We've got a lot of new faces in the lineup, so I'm really excited to see what would come out. Getting this first one out of the way is going to be huge for us to kind of see where we're at. But I think there's a lot of young kids that are going to surprise people. The four that I had that are kind of the obvious ones, Tyler Woodring, Chase DeBoer were both in the finals last year. Slater Wilson and Jeremiah Wilgers are both on the podium. So those are, the four guys that are kind of going to anchor the team. But I've got some dark horses here too. Aaron Halber is a freshman this year that's going to step into the lineup. He doesn't have a ton of varsity experience, but man, is he just tough and just gritty.
I've told him he reminds me of Chase Van Tull when Chase was a little tight. I don't know if Chase wrestled. He didn't wrestle very long, and you coached him in football. And he said, "Well, Chase is my neighbor." So
yeah, just a hard worker, and that same development too. Cade Eimers is another one too, where he's a sophomore this year. Trevin Otis is another one too that I'm really excited about. So. And then on the girls' side, Emery Volkers is, I think, one that has a tremendously high ceiling. I think people kind of overlooked her because she hasn't, gotten on the podium at state yet. Mm-hmm. But just with her athleticism, she's dangerous. She's got some big moves that she can toss out of nowhere, and she could pin anybody in the state, so.
Well, you see her performing well at state. Is she going to get to state?
I think so. I think, she got through some of the learning curve years in middle school and finding out what varsity wrestling is about, and she's just matured a lot on and off the mat. I'm excited to see when she starts competition here.
A girl I noticed today while I was at practice can't wrestle this year, got hurt in soccer, is out probably through next summer, Lainey Haynes. And we talked a little about her before the show. Lainey looked like just a regular coach out there the way she was strolling around. What credit do you give to Lainey Haynes?
She's just a phenomenal kid. I mean, she is who she is on and off the mat, and just a tremendous leader, and I'm glad she's able to take something positive away from her knee injury, because it's tough for a kid that young, but she's just taken the girls under her wing and has kind of become team mom, I guess, for lack of a better term, but just a great leader, and she's always just excited about helping the girls develop. And I think a lot of kids maybe wallow in self-pity a little bit. She's just been just full steam ahead, just I'm going to help the team any way I can.
Yeah, we talked to her in soccer season, and it blew me away because I ran into her in the hall at the high school, and it was a few weeks after she did it, and just the best attitude and still smiling. And so I said, "You want to come up and talk to us tonight in soccer?" And she did. And her, I think, staying out and coming to all these practices is not just a testament to her. I think it's a testament to what you guys have built as a program, that she still wants to be a part of it. She's not just going home and sleeping or anything like that. She's out there putting in the work still, so that'll be fun. Good for her. Good for you guys. Your schedule this year, we already mentioned you have 3 home matches, which is exciting. And this Friday, who do you face?
As we host Mitchell and Chamberlain.
Mitchell and Chamberlain. Okay. And you're going to be going out to Rapid City again, I'm sure. That monster tournament with how many schools? 100 different schools from everywhere?
Yeah, last year I think there were 79 teams or something like that from 5 or 6 different states around the area.
And then you do the Floyd Farron. Is that at Lincoln?
So we actually haven't done the Floyd the last couple of years.
Oh, okay.
So we've wanted to make sure we give the kids that full week of Christmas of just kind of recovery time, and that way people can schedule holiday plans. And I think we've seen some good benefits going into the second half of the year.
Yeah,
with
and
that.
You guys will have another really tough schedule again this year.
Yeah, so we start out with the Watertown dual tournament. So we wrestle Friday, Saturday this weekend. And that right off the bat, where kids are making weight and competing on back-to-back days, is just kind of jumping in with both feet. Then the weekend after that is Rapid, like you said. And then the weekend right before Christmas, we go to the Madison tournament, which it's sneaky tough.
Yeah.
'cause you get like an Omaha team usually comes up, and then there's a couple B schools scattered in there, and then just some real salty A schools. You know, Rapid Stevens always comes over, Sturgis always comes over. So it's quickly turned into one of the tougher tournaments in the front half of the season. So
That's good. Bud Postman will be up there refereeing that one, I'm sure.
if not ref, and he's going to be running around working
Right.
tables of some kind, I guess.
Right. So another tough schedule. And if people don't know, the Titan, there's 2 wrestling classes. The Titans are in the top class, and the bottom class kind of dominated every year by Canton. Top class, what are some of the tough teams that you're going to see this year, do you think, in your class, Class A?
Yeah, Sturgis will be tough again. They've won it the last couple of years. Aberdeen Central, Watertown are always up in there in the mix. Pierre's usually got a good team, and Harrisburg is one that I think is going to surprise a lot of people this year. They've kind of been hovering around 5, 6, 7 like we have, but I think they've got a lot of good young kids that are going to jump in. West Central's another one too that I think a lot of people are sleeping on that could be a top 3 or 4 team.
I remember O'Gorman from last year when we played them. They seemed to have some. I think they had a really good guy that graduated, but they had some good younger guys too.
Yeah, they don't quite have the depth, but they've done a really good job of developing the kids they have, and they get better throughout the season. It seems like they're constantly improving. So
Wrestlers sent on. I know Tyler Woodring. He committed a few weeks back to Augustana. I think our second wrestler we've sent to Augustana. Years ago, it was the I forget his name. It'll come to me. But do you keep track of how many guys you send to college programs?
I had to actually think about it today. We've only sent one that's committed to wrestling college, and Quincy's been the guy.
Quincy.
And it's not for lack of opportunity. Like going back to Wyatt Stunnebeck and Connor Eimers,
Right.
and a lot of those guys have had Maddox had a lot of looks to wrestle in college, but it's just not where the path took him. But most of those guys are still involved in some way in wrestling. Maddox and Hunter Wilson are both officiating now. I was just at youth practice last night, and Connor Eimers is one of our youth coaches this year. So it's really been nice having him back in the room and kind of taking that next generation under his wing. So
having a guy that's done it recently and wrestled recently, the kids probably still know a little bit and can relate to. That's got to help a lot.
Absolutely.
Quincy, how's he doing wrestling for Minnesota? Has to be a junior now, maybe a redshirt junior?
Yep, he's a redshirt junior this year. It's been kind of a roller coaster for him. He's been battling some injuries and stuff, and he hasn't been in the varsity lineup very much yet, maybe a duel here and there, but he's been behind some really good guys. Pat McKee was a multiple-time All-American. He was behind him for a couple years, and last year we thought, hey, maybe he can make a chance for it. But he had 2 transfers in, one from Virginia Tech, one from Wyoming.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's ultra competitive. I mean, these guys are coming from everywhere at the Division I level, and I think Quincy has I looked it up today, he's 6-20 overall in his college matches. I think he doesn't get the credit for those wins because they were during his redshirt year, but so he's hanging tough. He's still part of the program.
That's good.
Last I talked to him, he's just loving it. He says he couldn't have it any other way. So
good wrestler that I think he dropped one match in his Titan history, his last one, where he had to give it up because he was hurt and couldn't finish. Augie commit Tyler Woodring. What kind of season is he going to have? Is he kind of the favorite in his weight class?
Yeah, Tyler is a kid that you just never know what you're going to get. He's probably the most exciting kid to watch pound for pound in the entire state, good, bad, and ugly, but he finished off an undefeated season last year. He's actually voted into the feature match at the state tournament.
Oh, wow.
And
who votes on that?
So anybody can vote through public broadcasting. They usually post it after the semifinals.
Wow.
And so he was the final match of the whole tournament, and I told him it was anticlimactic because it came down to a 30-second pin that he ended up winning. But he's just a guy that just cuts it all loose every time. So I would guess whichever weight class he ends up going, if he ends up staying at 38 or going down or even up, he's probably going to be the favorite there too because he's just dangerous, man. And one of the best compliments he ever got was back when he was an 8th grader. It was his first time he qualified for the state tournament, and I forgot what somebody said, but it's something along the lines of, man, your 106-pounder just looks like he's having the time of his life out there. And that's Tyler. He's so vivacious and full of life, and he wrestles that same way. Just it's almost a little chaotic at times, but just fully free, and he doesn't hold anything back, and that is the reason he's having the success he's having.
Yeah. Lance Shull was the other Augie wrestler
Oh,
old Titan from a long time ago.
hey, now he's about my age. So.
He is getting up there now, I guess. D2 wrestling, where Tyler's going, I don't know much about it. I know D2 volleyball and softball in this, or basketball in this area, and football are really well respected. Is wrestling the same?
Yeah. There's a lot of D2 guys across the country that probably could compete in Division One.
Sure.
I mean, it's the discrepancy or the tiers aren't maybe quite as stagnant as they are for other sports or quite as drastic. Yeah, I mean, to be a Division II wrestler, you have to be legit. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I think growing up, they have, they're winning multiple state titles and little kids, and then in high school, and I think, I'm going to be D1, and they realize, man, D2 is legit as well. So
I went and watched a couple of weekends ago Marshall Smythe playing with USF. I watched them, and I was like really impressed with that level. They were playing a D2 school from Michigan, and high-end D2 is better than a lot of low-end D1s. That's for sure, like East Coast D1s and things like that.
Put it in perspective right now, Hawkeyes have a guy in their lineup that was D3 last year.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And he's their starting, I think, 74-pounder right now. So, I mean, there's talent everywhere, man. It's pretty deep.
How many state champions have we had? The first was Q. Quentin Hoverson took 2.
Yeah, so Quincy was a 2-timer.
Yep.
And then Maddox was a 2-timer. And then Brianna was our first girl. She won it her senior year.
Yep.
And Sam Wordle was a 2-timer. And then so far Tyler has won the first one and hopefully a second one this year. But just those 5 kids are our.
And Sam last year, he'd already won 2. He ended his season early, right, with injury?
Correct. He only got to wrestle, I should say, about half a match his senior year. He tried to give it a go, and I couldn't finish the
I think
match.
The last one was here at home, and kind of the way he went down, and you kind of watched him, you kind of knew right away that, he knew that it was probably over, and he gave it a last shot, but he was a great wrestler. Individual championships are great. It's fun to see 6 in a row, as you've mentioned. 6 in a row, a good shot to do 7 in a row this year. Do you want to take that next? Is that next step getting a team championship? Is that kind of what you're shooting for now?
Absolutely, and it's something I've kind of lost sleep on in the last couple of years. Like, how do we take that jump? Because, you want to celebrate the successes. I mean, we've had a top 10 team for 5 years in a row, but it just seems like we're always a bridesmaid, never a bride, kind of caught in that, 6, 7, 8 range. And it's like, how do we take that jump? And a big part of it is depth. I mean, I'm looking at, just the sheer number of kids, because wrestling is such a brutal season. I mean, it's in the peak of flu season where your kids are in and out of the lineup for sickness, as well as just the physical injuries and all of the variations that go with it. So just having, good quality kids. And last year was kind of the first year we had some depth in our lineup. I mean, look at Jeremiah Wilgers, wasn't even a varsity guy until Sam Wordle went down.
Yeah.
And then Dawson made the cut to 65, and JJ stepped in, and he's 8th place at the state tournament, right? So having guys that can fill in as needed is huge for that, because I don't think anybody keeps their lineup 100% healthy all years, and just getting contributors from the bottom up, because I was looking at, I have a spreadsheet where I print off the last 11 years of state championship teams, and they average about 4 or 5 kids in the final every year, right? But they also get 13 kids to the state tournament and put at least 10 on the podium.
Right.
So that's really huge. You pretty much have to qualify your whole team and get the majority of them on the podium to win a team title. So
yeah.
I think.
Who's your top guy as far as weight right now, heavyweight? Who's it going to be to start the year at least?
Yep, Chase DeBoer once again.
Wrestling way over his weight class?
Excuse me?
Is he way over? Is he way under his weight class?
Oh, yeah, he's quite a ways under. He's maybe 220 on a good day probably.
Right.
So, I mean, if he really wanted to, he could make the next weight class down pretty easily by cutting, but he's just going to be full feed and full steam. Man, he's looking good right now.
That's good.
Guys that big shouldn't move that explosive and that fluid, and he's something else.
And we saw it in football, him playing defensive end, and we heard Coach Fry say he might be the best defensive end in the state, regardless of team or class, and so that's carrying right along to wrestling.
Absolutely, and his confidence over the last couple of years. Pardon me there.
Yeah.
As he's starting to realize just how good of an athlete he is, and starting to put some, compile some things. Man, it's been fun to watch him cut loose a little bit.
And so to help you recruit wrestlers, let me ask you this. Does wrestling help in football?
Oh, 100%. I mean, from the intangible things like pushing outside your comfort zone and just how to compete when you're tired. I mean, a lot of those things pay dividends, but directly, a double leg takedown is the best form tackle you can do, outside of maybe getting your head in front instead of on the hip. But a lot of it translates from leverage, hand fighting, footwork.
I remember when we had Tanner Myers was here. He transferred to Canton. And he was playing on the defensive line the next year at like 160, 170 pounds, and I credit that just to wrestling. He knew how to use his body.
Yeah, center of gravity and explosiveness is huge.
What about the girls program? I know in the past you have told me that it has been really building, coming along. Is it still? You still numbers? How many high school girls will you have competing this year?
Yeah, I've got about 10 on the roster right now. So we've been pretty steady growth. I mean, we haven't exploded and gotten 30 at a time, but I want to say we've got like 25 or 30 in our youth club right now too. So
that's
great.
The
numbers are coming. It's been stable. We've added a few at a time, but they're girls that are committed and excited about it. And man, they're just so fun to work with. I mean, there's a lot of growing pains right now because like a lot of them are new to competitive sports as well as to wrestling. So you're kind of teaching them a lot of the background skills on like, all right, this is how we prepare for competition. This is how we do this. But they're just so coachable and so eager to learn that they've been a lot of fun to work with.
That's good. I think the first year you had one. It was Brandon Johnson. I think you went to 2 or 3, and now we're in year 4?
Yeah, I think this is the 4th year that's been sanctioned.
So to get
4th or 5th.
To get 10 on your roster, obviously we saw Canton and Pierre get full rosters right away, but that kind of Canton's a wrestling school, and so to get 10 I think it's good to be there right now. So they'll be fun to watch. Will the girls be wrestling on Friday as well?
They will. Yep.
Okay. And how many will we have going? Do you figure?
About a handful. Probably about half of them will compete in the first event here.
When we did football together, I would pepper you with questions. You weren't prepared for, and you did good. You're doing good now. But it was nice to have you on in football, just to explain. And I had a lot of people tell me that too. They liked having a coach's view on there, kind of explaining just what you're seeing. Why are they doing this? So I just wanted to mention that to you. I wanted to do some fun quickies for you, for Coach Neese, and I do this with all the athletes as we talk to them throughout the season and just kind of get to know you a little bit better. So, do you have a Neeson holiday tradition?
We've got a lot of little traditions, but 2 of them that are probably my favorites are, when I was growing up, my grandma always loved to go drive around and look at Christmas lights, even though there's about 8 houses in town, but
that's free.
So we've actually done it a lot down here. My wife and I have taken the kids and just gone around Sioux Falls because there's so many, neighborhoods that have them all connected and stuff too. So that's been really
and now
cool.
You've got one in T. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's
the
just
Wilson's neighborhood. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that and then just the Christmas Eve church service. I always loved that candlelight church service and just a lot of the old hymns and just kind of a moment of peace in the holiday season.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you think of a best gift you've ever received?
Actually, I mean, there was one year I was probably, 9 or 10 years old, and there was an outlandish number of gifts under the tree. It's just me and my brother growing up.
Okay.
And we're like, what? Did we have a really good year? What's going on here? And so we opened the first one up, and there's just a single pair of underwear in the box. Like, oh, okay. And so then we open the next one up, and the next one, and it's all underwear until it's finally there's only a few left. And then I open up, and there's a pair of socks. And there's a pair of socks, and oh my goodness! Like in hindsight, it was so funny. I remember at the time.
Sounds cruel.
It was one of the best pranks. I got to credit Mom for this because, I was old enough to, kind of feel ashamed for, like you want to be extending gratitude and be thankful for what you have. But you're also like you're a 9-year-old kid going, "What the heck? I just got underwear for Christmas." So then she opened up the closet, and we did get a couple of actual presents too. But God, I'll never forget that.
Makes you appreciative, I guess.
Just I can't imagine. I'm glad she didn't record the look on our faces because it had to be hysterical from the parent side of view.
Were you the type of kid you're not going to let them know you're disappointed? So were you still trying to put up a good front, like you said?
Well, attempting to. I'm sure it was a terrible front, but
Just the
Yeah.
fact that you were trying, I think that means a lot.
You can probably only fake the enthusiasm so far, right? Like, gee, thanks,
Yeah.
guys. I get it.
And in high school, Dallas Goddard, how far are you guys apart?
He was an 8th grader when I was a senior.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Like, we'd go to football games, and he was one of our student managers at the time. People would be like, well, "Why isn't that kid playing? Is he hurt?" I'm like, "Well, he's 13. You know, he's not even in high school yet." But
Yeah, an amazing story. I think he said up until maybe his senior year of high school, he never even thought he would ever be a NFL player. And
yeah, he was going to go to Northern to play basketball. And I
Right.
think that was his game plan. And yeah, I'm not sure what changed it along the way, I
Crazy.
guess. But
crazy. Favorite? I asked Jason Bennett this, president of the school board, Sunday. So I'll do a 2-part. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
favorite side? Not really. I kind of like to try a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I struggle because I always like just have this little portion, but I still fill up the plate so fast. And you need 2 or 3 plates just to get through the line there.
Do you have a favorite holiday meal at all? Is there something you guys have all the time?
Just pretty traditional. Like our Christmas meal is about Thanksgiving dinner times too, right? So you know, have the green bean casserole and either ham or turkey with it, and the dinner rolls and stuff. So
And you're going to Britain?
so
And
this.
then where's your wife's?
So my
from?
wife grew up just outside of Doland,
Okay, sure.
straight west of Watertown, in the middle of nowhere there. So
Yeah.
Yep. So we're just going to Brookings for our side this year. Then we'll go up to the farm in Doland for her side.
Okay.
So
And this was love made at Dakota State. Love discovered at Dakota State.
this is going back to we're high school sweethearts.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Have-
Wow.
Guess where I met her?
Roller rink.
No, at a wrestling tournament.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. Her dad was a coach for a long time for Dolan Condib, and yeah, my brother's first match when he was an 8th grader was actually against her older brother.
Oh, wow.
Kyle was a senior, kind of beat up on my brother pretty good. So
are these 2 wrestling families when you get together at Thanksgiving? Is it like my wife where we have to stop talking volleyball? Here, can we talk about something else?
actually, not really.
Okay.
I mean, there's enough different interest groups and stuff
Sure.
in the family, but
Cool. What do you look? I think this will be an easy question for you. Is it? Are you more happy to receive gifts like when you were a kid? Or are you more happy now that you have 2 kids of your own to be a gift giver, or a gift giver to your wife?
well, after the underwear thing, I'm a little paranoid about what's in the box. In all seriousness, though, it's so fun to give, especially now that we have kids, and just to kind of see, like, for lack of a better phrase, the magic unfold. You know,
Right.
it's been so cool to spend the holidays with those littles, and it makes you a little depressed to see how fast they grow up too. But
It is. I've got older ones now, and I told them this year. I said, "You guys are earners, which means you have jobs, so you're not getting a lot, and you shouldn't expect a lot as you get older. But we'll enjoy it while they're younger. It is fun."
absolutely.
Last one. Do you have a game day like tradition when it's a match day like this Friday? Do you have anything you'll do? Eat, music.
Not really. I kind of, I don't just get obsessive and crawl into a hole a little bit of thinking of all the little things of like, all right, what are we overlooking? What's the contingency plan? How are the other teams going to shift the lineup and try to mess with us? You know, but as far as I don't really have a specific meal or anything to go to. I don't really eat at all on match days for the most part. You know, try to get a good breakfast and pretty much coast until about 10 p.m. I realize I'm starving.
Yeah,
But,
you're there all day, and
yeah, I don't really have like Coach Fry was religious about every little thing had to be the same. I don't have
yeah.
any of those kind of ticks, I guess. So
Well, this Friday night we'll be there, and we'll have it on the T Area YouTube channel. And man, I'm glad you're here. It's been 10 years already. I can't believe it, and I hope you're not leaving anytime soon, either as a wrestling coach or my color football partner.
hey, I'm here for as long as I can be, I guess. So.
You're great in the classroom and on the mat, and we're just glad you're part of Titan Nation. So
Well, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
thanks, John. Coach John Neeson, T Area Wrestling. He is going to make way for Mr. Les Schroeder, and we're going to see if we can stump Les on some South Dakota trivia questions here. Thanks, buddy. And Les just got here from his job, and if he didn't, we're going to have Coach Neeson give the basketball update, or AJ or somebody. How are you, buddy?
Tired, but
Oh,
I'm tired, but I'm here.
you know, we heard that a lot from you in the basketball season, how you were tired.
Well, I work hard. Well, maybe not. No,
You get up early.
I do get up
Go
early.
to bed at about 8 o'clock at night.
7:30. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I went to, we bring you in and call it More with Less.
More with less. Yeah. What
And-
practice did you go to today?
So you go up to the high school after school, you get them
Yep.
all three. I went to Coach
Oh.
Neeson's wrestling a little bit.
Okay.
I went to girls and boys, and
Well, where do you want to start? Because I have some updates. I mean, I do. The coaches did text
Yep.
me.
I ran into Coach Decker at practice, and so I talked to him about basketball a little bit. They'll be playing. Middle school has a jamboree.
Oh, you're taking my thunder away already?
oh,
Oh,
never
my
mind.
goodness.
Hey,
Gee.
I did walk in though.
No, I'm
and,
just kidding. That's fine. Are you
Coach
going? No.
Waltner
Yes.
ran up to me and
Oh,
gave
yeah.
me a little bit of grief about the podcast with Coach Fechner.
Yeah,
And then
well-
when I went to boys, Coach Robinson,
Yeah, Clay. Yeah.
he blew his whistle and it exploded. It fell apart. And then he came over and he said I threw my whistle. He goes, but the good news is, and I broke it. And he said, but the good news is they've been playing better since I did that. And then he walked away, and over his shoulder he said, it was my favorite whistle too. So yeah, so
But
I
that-
enjoy going to those, and I appreciate that they let me come look, because I just love to go to practice. I don't even have to talk to anybody. I just like looking.
I know.
Especially these early practices. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just, well, let's talk girls first, because the girls varsity and JV have their first game next Monday
Yep,
already.
on the road down to Sioux City.
Down to Sioux City. What Coach Fechner told me, says the girls are looking really good, tons of energy, and everyone is looking really explosive. And Tatum, Slakehouse, and Presley Benning have looked really good this week. Tatum is finally healthy and maybe looks as athletic as ever. Presley's rebounding really well right now. Jana Van Laken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading this word for word. Is as good as advertised. And that's all so more to come with Miss Van Laken this season. I'm excited to see her play this year. Get some playing time on the varsity, get that backup point guard position probably, and see. So yeah, that's basically what Mr. Fechner told me.
Yeah, what stood out for me in the girls is I noticed several players are really improved and have really taken the next step. I'm not just saying that.
Nope.
What stood out to me, Ellie Clayberg and Anna Bindi, just are really asserting themselves as the two seniors.
Well, and they're going to be leaders on this squad.
And you can just tell they're more comfortable leading this team.
Yep.
Lindgren and Van Laken,
Yep.
you can tell they've put in the time, they've improved. The Benning girl that you talked about, right when I walked in, she hit a three-pointer. I noticed Gass, the Pichon girl, is looking like she's gotten a little bit better. So, and what I also look at for the boys and girls is I think they're both similar, where they've both got kind of a top three right in there. What I always look for is like 4 through 6 and then 6 through 8.
Yep.
Like, because that's where it's really that depth, like which Coach Neeson was just talking about, but that depth, with the boys, who you're going to get, Wiebinga, Shad, Lundeen, or Grant, one of the two, but who in there can maybe be like maybe a Van Laken, like where Coach Fechner told us she can be our leading scorer any given night. That's a great thing to have 3, 4, 5 girls that can be your leading scorer any given night, or 3, 4, 5 guys that can be too.
Well, that's what Coach Weber gave me a text too, and said that Caden Bodenberger has been playing really well.
He did. He was hitting shots today. Yeah.
And Caden Williamson.
Hey,
See, look at that. See, all these years of practice. There we go. And then obviously he said Mitch Grant is playing right now. Really
Mitch and Lundeen are both jumping out of the gym. I think we'll see some dunks out of Mitch and maybe Lundeen this year.
Dunks out of Mitch?
Yeah. He's really getting up there. He's jumping really high. Williamson looks like he's actually maybe grown. Is that possible?
That
But
could have been. I mean, he
looks
was
taller.
I remember him in the summer league. I mean, yeah, he was playing pretty good this summer.
And Griff looked comfortable, was making some shots. I was kind of, for the boys, I was down at the far end
Yeah.
watching Coach Rob,
Huh.
because, man, does he bring it in practice.
He brings it in practice.
Intensity.
Yes, he brings it in practice and in games as well.
So,
Yes.
a lot of fun. What happened with the girls' middle school, and when does boys' middle school basketball start?
You would have to put me on the spot with that one. I think the boys basketball starts after January 1st. I think is that.
Oh, that far.
I think because they go. I want to say middle of January and February, and I think their season is done in March. I
Okay.
think yes, because I know girls will go until because Coach Brew. I know you said you ran into deck. Coach Brew gave me a whole bunch of good stuff today. So shout out to Coach Brew for giving me. They didn't fare so well against Memorial that night.
Lost by 9
Yes.
last night.
7th
7th grade A
well,
won by 10 or 12.
Yeah, so the A record is 1-2, and the B record is still 4-0 though. So I asked him who his standouts have been, and I kid you not.
Here we
This
go.
this is from Mr. Brew.
Okay.
This is not from Les Schroeder that I would say Brindley Turek right away. You know, as I'm a big fan of the Turek family and, you know,
Oh, boy.
all the Tureks. But he did say Janessa, I can't think of her last name. Just drawing a blank. Cupper, starts with a K.
Oh, keep going. I'll
Yes.
think of it.
Anyway, and Brindley
Kuipers?
Kuipers, there you go, thank you, Kuipers. And Brindley have been the biggest standouts this year so far. Janessa is just a prototypical point guard. She gets our offense organized. She does a good job of taking care of the ball and is a pest on defense. Turek doesn't get a ton of recognition. See, I give her all the recognition. You
That's
know.
probably why you're setting her up for failure.
Whoa, wow. But she does a lot of the dirty work that is necessary for a team to be successful.
You gotta have those. Love that.
She sets good screens, plays
Love screening basketball.
plays physical defense, boxes out, and rebounds very well, and always has a positive attitude. And you told me that before too, and she does, and a good effort, in my opinion. So this is Matt Brew. This is not Les Schroeder.
I don't know why you'd have to emphasize that.
Well, I have no idea either. No, but they're finally healthy. Callie Brewer's going to come back, and Evie DeGeese is going to come back. We'll provide some depth. Yes, they play Saturday, that jamboree that you already alluded to.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. Let's see. I think it starts at 10. I'm not. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the Harrisburg Tigers. No, they're in this. So Brandon Valley first on court 3 at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So that is.
I do have to go out of town all day Saturday, so I will not be there. But I did volunteer for you to go help.
Okay. Well, I will probably. I'll try to make it. If it's snowing, I will make it. If it's not
We
snowing,
live 3 blocks from the school.
well, if it's not snowing, I'm going out of town.
Is it supposed to snow?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yes, and then after the tournament they have Ben Rifle, Harrisburg North, and Edison
Yep.
at home,
2 in a row at home.
and then Brandon Valley and O'Gorman on the road, and that's their season. So
Oh.
there you go.
Quick one and for the girls. The reason I asked about the boys starting because the girls, I know Coach Fechner has talked about
He wants to bring them
he's
up.
going to bring a
right?
couple
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
You know, and maybe not to play. Let's
No.
be realistic. I think he's deep enough where they're not going to play, but to practice with them
To practice, not freshman
would
team.
be huge.
Yes.
You know, would be and it's a great thought by Coach Fechner. too.
Yes. And like I said, I'm pretty sure the boys are after it in January. I think in the middle of January. I think if that's.
Well, we've gotten kind of long, but I wanted to ask you. I have 10 questions for you. I'll ask you 5. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
You were born in Minnesota.
I was.
Just across the border.
I was.
But you've been here a long time, so you
Yep.
should know. And we do trivia on our when we host our games.
We
and
do.
we encourage people to play along at home, and we've got
Yes.
some people that told us
We have.
always play along to trivia, and we love hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we kind of when I sub, and I when I'm not doing other things, I sub and tea in Harrisburg, and I ask kids these questions because it's honestly kind of a way for them to learn a little bit about their local state. And I always
Mhm.
ask kids, why was T named T? Why was Harrisburg named Harrisburg? And how do you not know that if you live here? Anyways, getting off track.
Yes.
Here's your 5 questions. You ready?
Yep.
South Dakota. This is the true or false. This one. South Dakota has the shortest commute to work of any state in the United States. Is that true or false?
I'm gonna say false. I'm gonna say Rhode Island.
It's true. It's actually true.
What?
South
Uh-huh.
Dakota is the shortest commute to
All
work.
right.
Isn't
all
that
right.
something?
That is.
Okay, number 2. Maybe we've talked about this. I don't know on our broadcast. I think we have. The most visited place in South Dakota. I'll give you multiple choice.
Mitchell Kern Palace.
Is it A?
Oh wait.
Waldrug?
Oh wait. Hang on. No, it's Mount Rushmore. Never mind. I swear. I changed my answer. It was yes. We have talked about
Mount
this.
Rushmore. Final answer.
Final answer. Mount Rushmore.
See, I tell the kids this. You have to do some critical thinking here.
Yes, because I
The
thought.
reason it's not Mount Rushmore is because nobody goes to Mount Rushmore in the winter, Les.
Oh, so is it the Corn Palace?
It's not the Corn
Oh,
Palace.
it's the Wall Drug then.
You're sitting about 3 miles from it right now. It's the Empire Mall.
Oh, in
Because when you
oh,
come here to go to a concert, to go to a basketball game, where does everybody have to go? We don't go there.
I don't
But
go to
everybody
the mall
else
anymore.
goes there when you come. It's a big deal.
Okay.
I think it's kind of a depressing place.
Well,
to me.
it's yeah.
Okay, you're 0-2. You can only
Alright.
get better. You can still win it.
All right,
Still
we're
win
ready.
it.
Okay.
Okay, number 3.
Yes.
Another true or false. You got a 50% chance. South Dakota is among the top 3 cheapest places to live. Among the top 3 cheapest places to live in the United States.
True.
You're 0-3. That is false. The cheapest, I believe, West Virginia, Alabama,
Okay.
one of those two.
All right.
I think
we're
Iowa
Coach
is
DeBoer
the third.
Okay, we're Coach.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Good.
0 for 3.
All right.
These are questions on where he lives. This isn't just random. But okay. You'll get this one. I know the T Storm Chasers will know this answer already.
Okay.
The most snowfall in 24 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
How much snow fell in 24 hours? Was it A, 39 inches? Okay.
Okay.
Was it B, 52 inches? This is 24 hours. Or was it C, 84 inches?
Was this a snowstorm in Minnesota? Was that the one they were talking about?
South Dakota.
Oh, okay. South
Was.
Dakota. Oh, okay.
It happened in 1973.
Oh, let's see.
3 days after I was born.
I wasn't born quite then, so I mean,
You should still know your trivia.
I'm gonna say B. My final answer is
Say
B.
B. You got it
I-
right.
I-
and you
yes!
just guessed. There was no strategy behind that. You just guessed.
How do you? I knew that.
You had no clue. Okay.
Wait.
Yes, AJ. AJ
AJ,
from the
yes.
Storm Chasers
Yes.
in the control panel is correcting us on this maybe.
78 inches was in Alaska in 1963.
Well, this is South Dakota.
Oh.
I'm trying to give him a bone here
Oh, sweet.
so he knows.
Yes.
And that's, yeah, but there has been bigger ones.
Okay.
You didn't specify South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota. Okay, here's number 5.
Okay.
Where in South Dakota did this take place? Okay,
Birdo.
it was it was 3/14/73. It's going to be a county.
Oh.
because it's
Oh.
snowfall.
Oh.
Is it Lawrence County? Do you
Oh.
know where Lawrence County is?
No. Is that?
Okay, Lawrence County is by Spearfish.
Okay, I was gonna say out west.
Is
okay.
it Lincoln County where you're sitting right now?
Oh, is that? That's okay. That's Lincoln
or is
County.
it Brown County? You know where Brown County is?
My relatives are up that way. Yes, I know where that
Okay,
is. of
Brown
course.
County's in the
Right,
northern part of the state.
yes,
Which
it's-
county saw 4.5 feet of snow in 24 hours?
I'm gonna say. I want to say West River, but I also want to say I'm gonna say Brown County.
Brown County. You finished 1 and 4. It was Lawrence County out by Spearfish. You should have stuck with it.
All right.
That was in, and again, that was in March. That was a snowfall in March.
Oh.
4.5 feet in March.
Wow.
So
Well, I guess I got all basketball season to make make
you do. We do them all basketball.
Yes.
And we let Les do it one time last year, and they were,
Hey,
remember
I
that?
stumped
They
them.
were really bad.
No, they weren't bad. You just didn't know.
We
just,
almost matched today.
I know. I like that. That was nice because I think Rick actually won that one that we did when I did that one. Yeah.
Well, John Neeson, what a great time to have him just 2 nights before the season opener. I'm excited for that. We'll be on the call Friday night. And then a few nights later, we won't get the call, but it'll be our Titan girls on the road, Sioux City North. And then a week from that Monday will be the first doubleheader that we host against Huron. So we're getting it going here, wrestling season and basketball season. And
Well, Huron's on a Friday, I think.
okay.
December 12th is a Friday.
Oh, that's even better. We
Yes,
like that
December
even more.
12th is our first basketball game.
So
Where's
John
that
Neeson, excited to talk to him,
Yes.
and I didn't even know it. We planned this for 6 o'clock, but his practice got over at 5:30. So
Oh, that was good
Perfect.
timing. That
good
was.
timing. Good timing for you to get here. And so, anything else?
No, I'm just excited for wrestling and basketball season to get going.
As long as it doesn't snow.
That's right.
All right, 1-4. You'll do better next week.
That's right, I will.
I thank AJ for working his magic behind the scenes here in the T Storm Chasers studios here in T, South Dakota. Thank John Neeson for coming. And this is Les Schroeder with Less is More. I'm Shad Hockey. We will see you in 1 week, 6 o'clock next Wednesday with Coach Drew Weber from T Area Boys Basketball. Bye for now.